Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a Sephora try-on haul where I try a few of the products that I picked up during the last Sephora sale. A few of you guys recommended I try a few of the products in this video, and of course I wanted to give you all what you asked for. So this is that video, so go ahead, grab a snack, and let's get into it. In this try-on haul, all the products I'm trying, I've pretty much been using all last week just so I could develop my thoughts on them. That way I can provide you a better review versus just a first impression. So I've already prepped my complexion base, and everything I used will be listed in the description box below. But now I'm gonna go in with my very first new item that I'm gonna try, and this is the Fenty Skin Melon Treat Hydrating and Strengthening Lip Oil. It has a nice fruity scent to it. I'm not sure if that's a melon scent, but definitely has a nice fruity smell. It has a very thick, luscious texture. It feels good on the lips. I like it. Now let's move into the concealer. So this is the new Givenchy multi-use crease-proof and hydrating concealer. So on Sephora it says that this is a concealer that conceals imperfections and brightens the complexion with lasting medium to full coverage. Let's go in with this Givenchy concealer. I have the shade 46N Medium Deep. This is what my skin looks like with the concealer blended out. And I don't know if y'all can see this, but my skin looks super flawless with this concealer. I am loving the natural soft matte finish. It is just so beautiful, and so far, definitely no creasing, which is one of the things I really loved about this concealer, is that even applying it, I can let it sit for a little bit before I set it with powder, and I don't experience any creasing. All right, y'all, so let's go ahead and set this concealer. So for this video, I'm gonna use two setting powders. I'm gonna use the Givenchy Prisme Libre setting powders. I have the shade in 03 or number 3. This is the rose shade or the pink powder. And then I have number 5, which is a typical like beige setting powder. But I'm gonna use number 3 on the left side of my face and number 5 on the right side of my face. A little bit about this Givenchy Prisme Loose setting powder is that they have a matte finish, a radiant finish. They're supposed to be good for an even texture and good for pores. So I have the number 5 on the right side of my face and number 3 on the left side of my face. What do y'all think? Which one do you guys like better? Right now I feel like number 5 is definitely more brightening than number 3, but let me know what you guys think. Which side do you like better? Next, I'm going in with this Givenchy Prisme Libre blush. The one I have is in the shade number 6, and it's described as rich shades of brick and red. It's a loose powder formula with a radiant finish, and it's supposed to be long wearing. So it's described as a 4-color loose powder blush that provides 12 hours of radiance and an instant pop of color. So let me give you guys a little swatch of like what it looks like. It is definitely super finely milled, just the most beautiful blush shade I own in my collection. Definitely has a radiant finish. But let's get this blush on the cheeks. I have been loving this blush. It's just the perfect shade of red for deep skin tones. As you can see, guys, this blush is super pigmented. It's easy to blend. It's super finely milled. And I kind of went a little extra on the blush just so you guys can see how it really looks on the skin. I really hope that's coming through on camera, but it is definitely a really beautiful brick red blush shade. I have been loving this blush shade. Ooh, so good. Next, I'm going to try this Huda Beauty Pretty Grunge eyeshadow palette. Now, this palette has a variety of formulas. It has matte finishes, shimmer finishes, high shine finishes. They have pressed powder formulas and also one cream formula in this palette. Here we have the Pretty Grunge palette. Definitely a nice mix of cool toned shades. So I don't usually bake, but since we're using a pretty smoky deep palette, I wanted to just put some powder down to catch any fallout that might happen while doing this look. I'm gonna start with Liberty, and I'm gonna put that all throughout my crease. Next, I want to go in with Brave right here. This one right here. Brave right here. Next, I'm going to go in with Nirvana. Then I'm going to go in with Strong AF, which is like a duochrome type shade in the palette right here. Now I'm going to layer Rebel right on top, which is another duochrome shade right here. This is Rebel. I'm going to layer that on Strong AF. And I'm just going to concentrate that in the center of my lid. This is a really chunky shade and I'm experiencing a lot of fallout with it, but it's super shiny. Use Heroin on the Rebel. Yeah, I'm going to use the cream shade, which is the black shade in Grunge. I'm just going to use that to just add a thin line to my lash line. Then I'm going to set that with the black in the palette. I'm going to do the same thing in my waterline as well. I'm going to blend out the lash line with Fearless and Brave. I'm going to do the inner corner with Maverick. So to finish up the look, I'm going to go in with my Charlotte Tilbury lip cheat in the shade Pillow Talk 3 Intense. And I'm going to use that to line my lips. Then I'm going to go in with the Charlotte Tilbury Kissing Lipstick in the shade Yes, Honey. Then to top it off, I'm going to go in with the Sephora Collection Lip Plumper. And this one is in the shade 01. Just to add a little plumping effect to the lips. All right, y'all, so this is the final look and I am in love with it. Okay, do y'all see this face? Oh my gosh, let's talk about it. Okay, I'm gonna give you guys my final thoughts and let you know all the items that I recommend, which at this point is really all of them, but this part of the video I'm gonna tell you why. Okay. Let's start with the Fenty Skin Lip Oil. Today was my first time using it and I can already tell you guys that I absolutely love it. It felt so good on the lips. It has a thick formula, kind of like the Dior lip oil, which I am 100% in love with. That's how I know I'm gonna love this one. And I felt like all throughout this video, it kept my lips hydrated. My lips were looking shine for a really long time all throughout this video, and I love it. So yes, definitely 100% recommend the Fenty lip oil. Now let's move on to the Gucci concealer. Y'all, I literally, so since the day I filmed my haul, all throughout that week, I used this concealer literally every single day, and oh my gosh, you guys, I could not stop using this concealer because it was so good. Now, this concealer, right off the bat, I want to tell you, it has like a gel-like serum texture. When you first apply it, it feels like a serum. It's very lightweight. It has a gel texture. But the thing I love most about this concealer is that even though it's lightweight and really thin on application, it has full coverage. Full coverage straight out the gate. You definitely don't need to build this concealer up. And I love that about this concealer because it reminds me kind of like the House Labs concealer, except this one is full coverage, whereas the House Labs concealer is medium coverage, medium buildable coverage. The main selling point for me on this concealer is that it does not crease. This concealer, once it sets down, it's not going anywhere. For me, like usually when I'm setting my concealer, like I literally have to go in with powder immediately or my concealer will start creasing. With this concealer, oh, I don't have to do that. Like I can sit, I can put my cream bronzer on and everything, and I can set with powder without having to remove any creases from my under eye. That's how amazing this concealer is. It does not crease. Y'all saw it. It has a beautiful, hydrating, skin-like finish, and the coverage is there. I love this concealer and I will 100% recommend it every single time. Like now between this and the House Labs, right now I can't tell because, I can't tell because all last week I couldn't stop using this Gucci concealer and I can't pick. But right now it's definitely the Gucci for me because it's full coverage. It's really that simple. I guess it comes down to the kind of coverage that you like with your concealer. If you like a medium coverage, I will stick with the House Labs. If you like a full coverage, get the Gucci. Then I went in with these loose setting powders from Givenchy. I used number 5 on my right side and number 3 on my left side. And y'all, you tell me, because I know y'all see it. I know you guys have to see how beautiful and how flawless like my entire face looks. These powders are freaking amazing. Hands down, hands down. I feel like they've taken the spot of even my Hourglass powder, because again, just like the Gucci concealer, I have not been able to stop using these Givenchy powders. I've been going back and forth between number 3 and number 5, number 3 and number 5, and I can't pick which one I like more. So I think ultimately I'm gonna keep both of them, because I feel like when I want, I don't know, I feel like number 5, even though it's supposed to be the deeper shade, I feel like on my skin tone, it gives me a more brightening effect versus the number 3. Let me know if you guys feel the same way. But I still like number 3. It has a radiant matte finish, and I just love the finish of this concealer. It doesn't look cakey. It's not emphasizing any texture on my skin. And it also sets my concealer very well. Again, like I mentioned, I don't experience any creasing with my concealer. I think that's due to the concealer and the powder working very well together. And I would say if you're on my complexion, you cannot go wrong with either number 3 or number 5, because I like both of them. You let me know in the comments what you think. But so far, I have been loving these setting powders. Next up, I tried this blush. Oh my gosh, this blush is so beautiful, you guys. Again, I can't stop using it because it is so freaking beautiful. And this blush, let me tell you, I can wear this blush literally all day. On Sephora, it says you can get 12 hours of wear time with this blush. And I'm here to tell you guys that that is 100% true. I've worn this blush for 14 hours plus. And at the end of the day, it was still sitting on my face. You guys, this blush is amazing, and it is so finely milled. It's matte, but it also has this radiant finish to it, and it just blends into the skin so beautifully, so effortlessly, and the pigment is there. Like, you don't have to build this up at all. It's just like once you start applying, oh, it's so beautiful. And it's so funny because I never thought that I would be the loose powder blush type of girl, because I'm usually on the go. Like, I don't want to fiddle around with loose powders, but I feel like the packaging on this is great. I love how they have the 4 colors. You mix it to make a unique shade each time you use the blush. And it's just, it's so good. It's so good. And yeah, I mean, y'all see it. This face is sitting, y'all. Like, oh, everything. Like, these Givenchy, that's everything so far. This is literally one of the best try on haul videos I've ever done. Just everything from this haul so far has been 100% amazing. Now let's get into this Huda Beauty eyeshadow palette, because y'all see it. Do I have to say anything else? Like, y'all already know that I've been loving the cool toned eyeshadow. This look is amazing. It was so easy, super easy to use. This palette is super pigmented. It's rich, it's deep. The mattes are easy to blend. The shimmers are super metallic, super shiny, super sparkly, and I love the look I created with this palette today. And of course, there's gonna be some fallout, especially with the high shimmer shades. If you don't like doing your eyes first, I would say do like I did and set some extra loose powder underneath your eyes to catch the fallout of the shimmer shades, and you'll be fine. But outside of that, I really had no issues dealing with this palette. You see the look I came up with. I even used the cream matte black shade in this palette, and it was easy to use. It's super creamy. I was able to layer the powder formula on top of it with no problems, and I 100% recommend this palette if you're looking for a cool tone, rich, deep palette and you like those types of looks. 10 out of 10 recommend. Then let's talk about the Charlotte Tilbury Lip Duo. Love it, love it. I mean, it's a brown lip liner, okay? Like, how can you mess up a deep brown lip liner? I love the shade on this lip liner. I love this shade of the lipstick. It's so beautiful. It's just a really nice, warm caramel type of nude shade, and just together, it makes just a beautiful, just everyday nude lip, just a classic nude lip, and I love this combo. And I use the Sephora lip plumper in 01 on top of the Charlotte Tilbury lipstick, and I just love how my lips look. It looks so smooth, so luscious, so plump. The one thing I will say about these lip plumpers from Sephora, they burn like hell, okay? I can still feel the tingle on my lips right now. These Sephora Lip Collection lip plumpers versus the Fenty Heat lip gloss, these burn a lot more. So if you feel like the Fenty Heat formula is too much for you, then girl, just go ahead, forget about this, because this is gonna burn your lips, okay? It's gonna have your lips feeling super extra spicy, all right? But I don't mind. I think it's tolerable after a few minutes. And I genuinely just loved everything I used on my face today. Like, what do y'all think? Let me know in the comments what you think about the look. Let me know what your favorite product was from today's video. Everything that I didn't mention in the video will be listed in the description box below if you're interested in that. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.